The purpose of any sports Hall of Fame is to separate an elite few from a cast of thousands. These are the ones we choose to remember. It's every sport's ultimate honor. So then what do we say about those who exceed the ultimate? Win 30 races, and you'll probably make the Hall. Jeff Gordon won 93.
This is the greatest day of my life.
Win a championship, automatic consideration. Jeff Gordon won 4. Emerge at a young age.
There's Jeff Gordon, victorious.
Reach stardom almost overnight.
Jeff Gordon wins the inaugural Brickyard 400.
Superstardom shortly after.
Wonderful is here.
Become the face of the sport. Take it to unprecedented heights. If you do any single one of those things, you're a Hall of Famer. But Jeff Gordon, he did all of those things.
Jeff Gordon's going to win his third Daytona 500. It is Jeff Gordon's 7th Darlington victory.
There's a certain charisma required for that, isn't there? Richard Petty had it. So did Earnhardt.
Tonight, Gordon ties Earnhardt for career wins.
Jeff Gordon was the guy who made those who never noticed take notice. That's what people mean when they use the word transcendent. Jeff Gordon made our sport matter to a larger world. And for that, the term Hall of Famer just isn't big enough.
Hi, this is Ella, and you're listening to Frey. Starting right now, here's your host Alfredo Leon.
Thank you, Ella, and that was Jimmy Johnson speaking about narration about Jeff Gordon and incredible accomplishments he had in his career, as Jeff Gordon didn't give too much thought to NASCAR while racing sprint cars in Indiana as a teenager, but he was too busy trying to get into open wheel racing. But while Gordon's career stalled, he headed south to try his hand at stock car racing and went on to win 93 Cup races, which is third on the all-time list, and 4 championships, while helping move NASCAR from a predominantly regional sport to mainstream in the 1990s. Gordon was honored for his career achievements Wednesday when he was selected to the NASCAR Hall of Fame. He also had 805 starts, 477 top 10s, and won 81 poles. Here is Gordon speaking on seeing old highlights and more, courtesy of FS1.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, I had my mom and dad here that got me into racing. And, you know, to me, I look back at my career, and if I had to pinpoint one thing, it was timing. For me, you know, when I got into quarter midget racing, when I maybe raced on ESPN Thursday Night Thunder, that sort of elevated up my name into the racing world. When I first came to North Carolina and met Hugh Connerty or Ray Evernham or, you know, Bill Davis, and then, of course, Rick Hendrick. I mean, the timing of all those things and how they happened and what that did to get myself in the position to win so many races. And I excelled at the highest level. I won races prior to getting into NASCAR, but I won the most and the most consistent, and I had the best team of people around me at the highest level. And that you got to, it's a lot more than just talent. That's got to be, you know, a lot of luck and a lot of great timing.
Gordon, a first ballot Hall of Famer, received 96% of the votes from the committee, meaning only 2 of the 57 voters didn't vote for him. Ridiculous. He wasn't the only one inducted, as owners Roger Penske and Jack Roush, as well as Alan Kowicki and Davey Allison. Only Petty with 200 and David Pearson with 105 have won more Cup races than Jeff. Here is Gordon speaking if he recognizes the impact he's made on the sport and more, also courtesy of FS1.
I mean, I lived through it, so I know that the time that I came into the sport was thriving, and all of a sudden a new, young, different face came along from California via Indiana and open wheel racing. Like I said, the time was right because maybe I wasn't fully accepted when I came in, but it didn't take long for fans and competitors to start embracing that and be open to it. Of course, we started going to Indianapolis and Texas and Southern California and the Northeast, Midwest, and so I feel like a lot of amazing things lined up at the right time, and because of that, I was one of many at that time that I feel like contributed to the growth of NASCAR.
Jeff also said what his greatest moment was in a race car.
My standard answer, because I get asked this, is always the inaugural Brickyard 400. But I got to say that final race at Martinsville, to win that race, what that meant to go to Homestead and battle for a championship in my final race, and of course Ingrid and the kids were there. That was, nothing can top that.
That was a pretty cool introduction that Jimmy Johnson did on NASCAR Race Hub on FS1, talking about all of Jeff Gordon's accomplishments in his career. It was incredible to hear about and see it, as well as him emotional at Victory Lane when he won that first race in the Coca-Cola 600 in 1994, and just hearing Jimmy talk about it from one legend to another. It's just incredible career that both have had. And Jeff had incredible, well deserved for Jeff Gordon to get into the Hall of Fame. It's just ridiculous. Whoever those two people were that didn't vote for him, shame on them. What made them think that he wasn't a first ballot Hall of Famer? He should have been unanimous, but that's something else. But still, though, congratulations to Jeff Gordon getting into the Hall of Fame. Well deserved, not surprising at all. Especially all the domination he's had in his career, winning 3 Daytona 500s, 7 times at Darlington, number of Coca-Cola 600s, 12 restrictor plate wins, done it all. He's won pretty much everything you can imagine in NASCAR, having a lot of success. Of course, winning those 4 championships as well in 95, 97, 98, and 2001, respectively. And it was just a great career that he's had. And it's just incredible how he has 4 championships, but he should have won more. It was just unfortunate how the Chase era ended up biting him. And he won 4 championships in his first 9 years. Didn't win another one in his last 14, but he was close sometimes where he should have won it. If it wasn't for the Chase, he would have won it in 04, 07, and 014 as well. Those years he should have won it, but because of the fact that it was the Chase era and he couldn't win it in 2004, 2007, 2014, like I said. But he was able to at least get 4 championships, still able to go to victory a lot. He wasn't as dominant as he was early in his career. How fitting that he was the one who ended the dominance of Dale Earnhardt in the 90s, and his teammate and the car and mentoree, because Jeff mentored him, Jimmy Johnson, ended the run of dominance that Jeff Gordon had. And of course, Jimmy went on his run of dominance as well. Pretty lucky guy, Rick Hendrick, to have one dominant driver go to another dominant driver, and the fact that the two were teammates for 15 years was incredible as well, just to see that. But so what a great career by Jeff Gordon, though. He could have won 100 races. It was disappointing to see when he announced that he was going to retire. He jokingly said one time before he retired that if he won a championship, he would retire. But he had a chance to win in 2015, but he didn't have the right car. And Kyle Busch wound up winning that championship. But in 2014, he probably was his best one in recent years. But unfortunately, because of the knockout format of the Chase and how the Chase format was, he was unable to get to Homestead. He probably would have won that championship. Or in 2007 when he won at Talladega, but Jimmy Johnson was just too dominant that year, and he could have won that championship. Or in 2004, when Kurt Busch had an issue on pit road late in that race, Jeff Gordon could have won that championship, but luckily for Kurt Busch, there was a caution that came out because of the tire rolled out on the track and not on pit road. If it was on pit road, he would have lost that championship. Kurt Busch, that is. But Jeff Gordon still, though, great career. The last 4 championships is still impressive. The fact that he won all these races, winning big races as well. He just was the clutch gene, and it's just a great career that Jeff Gordon had. And it's just unfortunate that he didn't win any more races or win more championships. He should be a 7-time champion, but because of the Chase format bit him, he couldn't take advantage of it and just had unfortunate championship luck as well. Not a lot of luck when it comes to winning championships. He had to deal with a guy named Jimmy Johnson, who he mentored and was his teammate, like I said, for 15 years. And the fact is, he dominated and won all those races that Jeff won in the 90s that took away from Earnhardt. But well, they're all well earned nonetheless. But still, though, he had a lot of tough luck in the late races. Years that he could have won, should have, with the championships or races. But he nonetheless, 93 wins is still impressive, though, 3rd all time. It's just incredible. What a great career. I think he's arguably the greatest driver of all time. You could argue that it could be Earnhardt or Richard Petty or other guys, but Gordon, I think, is probably the best I've ever seen. I've never prior to his retirement, I never saw a season without him, as he won the championships and everything. But I saw his first year when he was driving that Monte Carlo the 24 DuPont Monte Carlo in 2004 when it was as a Nextel Cup Series. Watching it then, it was just incredible seeing what he was as a driver. The fact that I have a lot of collections from him, such as die casts and other stuff as well, chocolates, having raced him in video games as well, is pretty cool to have done that, and have a lot of pictures of Jeff as well on my computer. It's pretty cool to see all the Jeff Gordon stuff, just because he's an awesome driver, favorite driver all the time, just to see. It was also to see him. It was just disappointed that he could have raced, that he did race longer, but that's the trend nowadays with drivers. Drivers are not racing as long as they used to, and the fact is they want to be able to get out as soon as possible. In fact, there's a similar situation with Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Tony Stewart and Carl Edwards, to name a few, of getting out of the car pretty early on when they could still be racing, but they felt like it was their time, and that's what Jeff felt. He wanted to spend more time with his family, and he's doing a great job at Fox. I really like him as a broadcaster. He's been really good with it, and at least I still get to see him from that perspective, though, even though it would have been nice to still see him out on the track. But I even contemplated stop watching NASCAR because of the fact that Jeff was going to retire, and he did, but I didn't stop watching, though. But still, though, it's pretty cool to see him in the booth. He's a pretty good broadcaster. He seems like he's a pretty cool guy as well. He's done a lot of things, obviously, off the track. Being the only NASCAR driver to ever appear on SNL, that's pretty impressive. The fact you would have thought other guys like Jimmy Johnson or Dale Earnhardt Jr. would have appeared on that show, but only Jeff Gordon's been the only NASCAR driver to ever do that, which is a pretty cool accomplishment, which made him incredible for him as well. I never thought he would do TV, though. I didn't see him do a lot of TV stuff, but seeing the SNL thing, and he did the Xfinity Series as well in 2015, it shows you that he could be a broadcaster. I'm glad he is doing broadcasting, which is pretty cool to see as well. It's pretty incredible that he was able to do that, and he's doing a pretty good job in the booth, to be honest, with Mike and Daryl. Just pretty cool to see him on the booth and him giving his perspective about things from the booth perspective, and it's pretty cool that he's doing that. He's doing a great job. Keep it up. But also, there's also pretty incredible things he did as well. He's done so many commercials, including some for Pepsi, Chevrolet, AARP, Nextel, Sprint, Quaker State, Coca-Cola, Chevrolet, if I didn't say that before. It's just incredible, all the commercials he's done throughout his career as well. It's just incredible commercials he's been able to do in his career. And here's a memorable one that he had, making fun, him with Terry Labonte and Darrell Waltrip, making fun of Earnhardt in this 1996 commercial, I think 97, one of those years. And here it is. Enjoy.
Gary, just between you and me, you find Earnhardt, intimidating?
Well, he's pretty darn competitive. Nobody trades paint like Dale. He does have that black Monte Carlo.
Yeah, he's got that black Monte Carlo.
But remember one thing. When he first started, his car was pink.
No, pink?
Pink? Pink. And he's never gotten over it. Genuine Chevrolet. The cars more champions trust, no matter what color they're painted.
Pink.
Of course, you can't forget about these commercials, though. Pepsi, that's probably, in my opinion, his best commercials he's ever done, for sure. I don't think there's any other commercial as he's done as many as this one. And here's one of them that he did in 97. Pretty fun commercial when he jumps around the track like crazy. Here it is. Check this one out.
Last lap of the race, and Gordon is way behind.
Stick a fork in Jeff. He's done. Holy balloon! What the heck is that? Oh, we got a car in the wall.
On the wall, it's Gordon.
Oh my! What is he thinking? What the?
Well, I never.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Gordon is just out of control.
Whoa! What could possess a man to drive like that? Gotcha. He's making his move backward, and Gordon wins.
We've really got to get him a cup holder.
Pepsi, Generation Next.
This also is another kind of fun commercial that Gordon did in his career as well. Another Pepsi commercial. Pretty cute commercial, especially him looked like he was going to win a race, and out of nowhere this little girl comes out. It's pretty cute. Riding a little bike, and then Jeff is like, I didn't see her coming. Here's that commercial. Check it out.
Hey, Jeff. Now listen, I got it right here, buddy. It's icy cold and tasting great. Now come on, Jeff, you tell me, is there anybody in this world who deserves this here Pepsi more than you? later, Jeff.
Now that's what I call motivation.
I don't know where she came from.
Don't worry, Jeff. There's always Daytona.
Just goes to tell you how incredible Jeff Gordon was as a driver, him doing all these commercials and be able to be as great as he was on the track and everything. He's definitely, in my opinion, like I said, the greatest driver of all time, and well deserved for him getting in the Hall of Fame as his first ballot. He probably never imagined him getting it this quickly, but he deserved it because of the career he had, winning all those races and championships. But congratulations to him for getting into the Hall of Fame. First ballot, obviously, that's really cool to be able to do that. And the fact that his other fellow Hall of Famers like Jack Roush and Roger Penske and Al Kowicki and David Allison, all well deserving as well, had pretty cool careers as well. But Jeff Gordon, he's definitely the best one out of all of them and the most recognizable name as well outside of NASCAR for the most part. Outside of racing, most likely. You could think Roger Penske is pretty recognizable in IndyCar, obviously, but Jeff is the most recognizable outside of NASCAR. And the fact is, if you could name any drivers that non-NASCAR fans would know, he's one of them, along with Jimmy Johnson and Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Tony Stewart, maybe Kyle Busch. But he's one of the most recognizable names out there. And it's pretty awesome that he got into the Hall of Fame. It's going to be interesting to see like what he's going to do in his speech and everything, but it's going to be pretty incredible, especially how much he gives credit to his family and where he came from as well. He wasn't into racing, like he said in the interview on FS1, like he said before. He said that he wasn't really into racing. Well, he wasn't into racing, but he didn't know much about NASCAR, and he only knew about Richard Petty, Dale Earnhardt, and the Daytona 500. But he was mostly into open wheel racing, but he gave NASCAR a shot, and he never looked back. And he always said he wanted to win at Indy, which he did, and it's a pretty cool accomplishment him to win there. Another memorable race that he had definitely was that final race at Martinsville, like he mentioned in the interview, in 2015, which gave him a shot at that championship. He struggled pretty much the whole year, didn't win any races. Pretty cool way for him to win at one of his favorite tracks at Martinsville in 2015 to get that final win. That's pretty incredible that he was able to do that and give himself a chance at a championship. Unfortunately, he didn't have the best car at Homestead that year, but still a nice way to end his career winning. Even though some people are questioning why he came back in 2016 to fill in for Dale Earnhardt Jr. when he didn't have to do that, I kind of see why he did it. He wanted to support his buddy Dale Jr., but the fact is, though, people say, oh, that could have affected his legacy. It didn't, actually. Also, maybe it may have helped it because he was able to get some more starts out of it. 805. He would have had that many starts had it not been for filling in for Earnhardt Jr. So that's pretty cool that he was able to fill in for Jr. And he didn't have a lot of success driving the 88 car, but people are going to not remember him for that. They're going to remember for his success in the 24. 24 forever. He's definitely the best driver to ever come in the 24. And I don't really care about the 24 anymore because it's not Jeff Gordon driving. No disrespect to the drivers that have driven it or are driving it, like William Byron or Chase Elliott before him. But Jeff Gordon is 24. He's the guy. He's the reason why people like the 24 and with Jeff Gordon driving. But I don't really follow the 24 anymore. I just follow Jeff Gordon because he's my favorite driver all time, and it's just awesome to see him drive that 24. It was incredible. It's still hard to believe that he's not driving anymore, but he decided to do it the best for him and his family and his two kids, Leo and Ella. Pretty cool that they're into racing as well, and he's trying to help them get into it as well. Pretty cool. And he and his wife Ingrid, like they seem to have a pretty good family. And fact is, he just wanted to spend more time with them, and that makes total sense because even though he still gets to do his Fox gig as one of the broadcasters in the booth with Mike and Darryl, but he still like at least has time to spend with his family afterwards, and he gets to go wherever he wants. So get win-win, I guess, for Jeff Gordon. So it's pretty cool that he's able to do all this that he's able to do, and it's just incredible to see that the career he had driving the 24 car, all the different manufacturers, all the different vehicles that have evolved from the Lumina to the Monte Carlo to the Impala and then the SS, all the different types of vehicles he's driven. And the fact is, he just had so much success in his career, and it's just well deserved that he's able to win all these races and championships. Well, all well deserved. He just was a victim of the chase, but it wasn't really his fault that he didn't win those championships. It was just circumstances that didn't go his way, but he still was able to find victory lane nonetheless, despite not being as dominant. And he didn't win as many races as he did earlier in his career, but he still found a way to win some of the biggest events as well, like winning 5 Brickyard 400s as well. It's just incredible. A track that he grew up at, wanting to race open wheel, and the fact that he won 5 of them was incredible. And uniquely, he won them all with a 4. Like 1994, 2004, 2014. And he also won it in, I think, 98 and 2001 as well, with his 5 wins there at the track. But still, though, incredible. Like, he's able to win everywhere he has. There's really not a track he hasn't. He had won at. Well, he didn't win at Kentucky, but not a lot of drivers have won at Kentucky, so that's with a little asterisk because they only run there for a couple of years. But still, he didn't win. He didn't get a chance to win there. Not a lot of drivers have won at Kentucky, so give him a pass for that. So, though, pretty cool that he won at North Wilkesboro, one of the last race there of 1996. But him winning there was pretty cool as well. But he'll never forget winning those Daytona 500s, and of course that first victory at Coke Cola sounded really emotional when he did it in Victory Lane. But still, though, what a great career. Congratulations on getting to the Hall of Fame, Jeff Gordon. Really a well-deserved honor, and he'll never forget that. And his career warrants that because he just had a legendary career. And the fact that Jimmy Johnson narrated that video was pretty cool. He'll get in the Hall of Fame as well, first ballot as well. 2 all-time great drivers, friends as well, teammates, you name it. Just incredible that the 2 drivers that Rick Hendrick had were teammates, and one driver followed another. That's just the perfect story for Hendrick and his team and everybody there. It was just incredible, but still a great career for Jeff Gordon, and him deserving this Hall of Fame nomination is incredible. Every one of them is deserving, especially Roger Penske with the success he had, and Jack Roush with his cars as well, winning championships. But Jack Gordon is the biggest name in there, and the biggest name in that list outside of racing that people would know about, and him winning that is just well deserved. And congratulations. And he was a big part of growing the sport in the 90s to what it is now. Like he said, going from all these different tracks in the Northeast to Southern California and everything, it's just incredible. Congratulations on winning this, earning this Hall of Fame nomination. Well deserved, and it's going to be incredible to see what he does at the speech. And congratulations, well deserved. All the races you won, it's just incredible. And it's just pretty cool to see all the accomplishments you made behind the wheel of the 24 car, and well deserved. It's pretty cool, and I'll always be a fan of you. And it's just a great accomplishment and well deserved. Not a lot of guys get to get in the Hall of Fame. It was only 5 a year or so in NASCAR, so a lot of drivers have been in the sport. Not many have been able to Hall of Fame like Jeff. So it's still an incredible achievement. It's great, and it's an honor that a lot of people wish they could have in the sport. There are a lot of great drivers, but not all of them are Hall of Fame worthy like Jeff Gordon. So, pretty incredible achievement nonetheless, and it's just incredible to be able to win all these races and championships, and it's just incredible. Like I said, it's just not a lot of other words to describe like how great it was. It's remarkable and incredible achievement. That's for sure. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like if you're new. Subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.